today we are giving you access to Corey Taylor. Would you like to say who you are?
Hi, Corey Taylor. How are you?
Lead singer of Slipknot, Stone Sour, and also you have your own solo project.
Kinda. Yeah. I mean, it's still. I just kind of go out and do like solo acoustic stuff and stuff like that. But I mean, I have no plans to do a solo album yet or anything like that. So, but you know, writing books and comics and films and God, how the hell did all this happen? Like, I'm still trying to figure that out. So, but it's cool.
I was thinking, what's next? Mariachi band,
right?
ballet,
Exactly.
maybe something like that.
I tell you, I've got I've been thinking about like a secret dance album for just to get weird with it, you know. And people would just be like, "What the fuck is this?" So, if you see something like that come out and it sounds very familiar.
You could do something with Madonna or something like that.
No, I'd
Dance
get weird
album.
with it. Like I would do like a 70s funk album, you know, like it just put some ass in it, just as much as possible. So I would get people like Casey and the Sunshine Band or like Parliament Funkadelic. I mean, just get really fucking weird with it. So that's where I would go with the dance album.
Very good. No limits then.
Absolutely none.
You're here in Sweden. We have
Yes.
a very cold and windy and terrible day.
Well, it's pretty though. The sun keeps coming in and out, so I mean that's at least one thing, you know.
You flew in from?
Flew in from Berlin, actually, yeah, and we fly to Paris tonight, actually. So non-stop, just holy God! But you know, it's a good problem to have, you know. I mean, plus you know, it's the new album, and everybody's really digging it. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
It's excellent.
Thank you.
The first part of House
Of Golden Bones, Part 1. Yes,
part one.
yes.
What is the thought about doing two parts? And it's a whole lot more than just a record.
Yeah. And then essentially that's why we wanted to kind of do it like that, you know, and release it separately. We really wanted to look at it as a movie, you know, as an event, really, and treat it as something bigger than just a collection of songs, you know. So we had talked about releasing it all together, but then, you know, we thought about the benefits of releasing it separately and spaced out by a couple of months. And it would allow us to kind of build the anticipation for, you know, part 2 and really be able to kind of try different things with the artwork and the packaging and whatnot and really make it something special that no one's ever done before. But at the same time, there was a very practical reason for doing that. It's like double albums are notoriously expensive, and you know, it just made sense to kind of split it up and make sure that the fans could afford both parts, you know, and really make it so it was something that they wanted but then couldn't, you know, afford to buy. So, you know, it was a little bit of creativity and a little bit of practicality, and it just made sense.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You flew in from Berlin. Was
Yes.
that after the Metal Hammer Awards?
Yeah.
Where you won?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. Yeah. All right, you
Pretty
know.
good competition.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, I was up against people like Slash and Ozzy, and I'm like, what? And then when I won, I was completely blown away. I was, thank you, I guess. So now I can rub it in Slash's face. It's like, I beat you, and a legend, you know. But it's, you know, that's the kind of recognition that, you know, you don't. If you try too hard for it, you know, it seems too forced, you know. And you know, I've done a lot of work in my career, and I've been very fortunate to, you know, be, you know, attached to 2 great bands, and I've been able to do a lot of great things. So that kind of recognition is just icing on the cake for me. You know, it's not something that I need for my ego or anything like that, but it's really cool, you know. So I just appreciate it for what it is.
Do you have a big ego?
I keep it in check, you know. I mean, if you're a singer, you kind of have to have one, you know. And I'm enough of a dickhead that I love to just get out in front of an audience and entertain them, you know. But for the most part, you know, I've learned to keep that in check, you know, because too much ego can be very ugly, you know, and it can be, you know, really just another way of being selfish and whatnot. And I don't have time for that. You know, it's such a cliched thing about being a rock star that it's just like, screw you. I'm gonna be what I want to be at the end of the day. And you know, if you can't handle that, then screw it.
It's kind of what you say in your book.
Yeah, basically.
I love it also.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a bestseller.
Yeah, another thing that I'm like. It was on the New York Times bestseller list. It was on the London Times bestseller list. It's now going to be printed in like 7 different languages, and I'm like, fuck. All right, I'll take it. You know.
Have you had a lot of beating over the religious part in it?
Not yet. Yeah, I mean, my grandma got a little upset, obviously, you know,
Ouch.
but you know, she got over it. You know, she was just so stoked that I had a book that was out that she's like, I can look past the swearing and everything. And it was very funny, you know. But yeah, I haven't had a lot of. I've had more like conspiracy nuts kind of come out of the woodwork, but so, like not so religious zealot, but just like, you know, I know you're onto something with the Masons and the Illuminati. I'm like, whoa, where the hell is that in my book? Scared the shit out of me. It's like, you know about Vietnam, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna go because you're scaring the fuck out of me, you know.
Your tinfoil hat is scaring me.
Oh
so
yeah, exactly. It's like, weird, very weird. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's pretty cool. You know, I had a woman complain that the cover was too Jewish. Yeah, figure that. First of all, I'm dressed as a Catholic priest. I'm like, where in the fuck did you get that? Yeah, too Jewish. Trying to, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the one thing to complain about.
Oh, of course, yeah. And this was at a book signing in England, for Christ's sakes. Like, she complained to the managers, like, that's very Jewish cover you've got there. I'm like, in her defense, she was like 70 years old, you know. I don't think she's very savvy about the whole, you know, but, you know, what are you going to do?
Perfect. How did you go about writing the new album then?
It started with the concept, honestly. That, you know, I'd had an idea for this story for a long time, actually, and just in the last year, probably it was right around the time I went out on the road with Slipknot for the Sonosphere shows. It just, for some reason, it just became very clear, you know, this, like the story, the beginning, the middle, and the ending. So I just started kind of jotting down the ideas for it, and as I was doing that, all this great music started just popping into my head, you know, stuff like Gone Sovereign and Taciturn and Last of the Real. Like, I mean, all these great songs just started popping into my head. And so when I got home, I demoed all this stuff. I think I wrote like 15 songs or something like that. And I played the bare bones kind of rough thing for the guys, and they got really excited about it, you know. And it was just another way for us to kind of up the ante and really try and do something different and profound that the fans could get excited about. And you know, it inspired us all to kind of really bring in like the best music that we'd ever written. And you know, just putting it together in the studio was a lot of fun, you know, because it still had that live energy, but it still had, you know, the layers and the, you know, the kind of ear candy stuff that, you know, really created this wonderful atmosphere for the different characters and whatnot. And you know, it started, you know, getting us thinking about the artwork and what to do with the packaging, and you know, it encouraged me to kind of say, well, screw it, then I'm going to do a comic book for it, you know, and that, you know, led to me kind of, you know, finding a company that wanted to do it with me, and it just became bigger than us. And those are the things that you look for in your life, that project that's just bigger than you are, you know, that really kind of takes on a life of its own. And I'm really, really proud of it.
I understand.
Yeah.
You have some pretty cool bass playing on it.
Yeah. Rachel Bolan, man. He schooled it, man. I mean, me and Josh are huge Skid Row fans, you know, I mean, from back when we were a kid. And the thing is that when everybody thinks about Skid Row, they think about I Remember You. They don't think about Slave to the Grind, which is a fucking phenomenal hard rock album. I mean, just a solid hard rock album. It just has the perfect blend of melody and attitude, you know, the rock and the you know, the beautiful, you know, melodic passages and whatnot. And we were sitting at my kitchen table actually trying to figure out who was going to play bass, and he's, you know, Josh is the one that actually said Rachel Bolan, and I was like, that's perfect. Got his number that night, called him the next day, and he was stoked, like just was ready to go, man. And he came in and he basically played all 24 songs in 5 days. I mean, we were just like, and it was fantastic. I mean, it was just that next level, that next layer that really brought out just this wonderful energy in all the songs. I mean, it just gave everything just that extra oomph. And I mean, I was stoked, you know, and plus just tried my very best not to be a fanboy on him, you know. It's just like, I like you. Just such an asshole, you know. But he was just a very cool dude, you know, just very down to earth, goofy as shit, which I love, you know. And I mean, we'd be cracking each other up in the studio, you know, and yeah, I mean, it was fantastic to hear everything come together.
I have to ask you about, will you be bringing Notfest to Sweden?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, you know, at this point, you know, I mean, we're still starting it very small, you know, and trying to build something with it. But I know we're talking about bringing it to different, you know, territories and whatnot. So, I mean, it's, you know, maybe not next year, maybe not the year after that, but I mean, there's definitely a chance, you know. I mean, it just, as long as we keep doing it smart, we'll try to make it a global thing, you know. I mean, it's when you get a little too far off the reservation, so to speak, that it starts to fall apart and it doesn't make as much sense anymore. And you know, that was one of the reasons why we only did the 2 shows this year, was because we wanted to start it small and build on that and really make it practical and smart and affordable to do, you know, while still being able to achieve that creative vision. And
did you sit down and kind of like vote up staff?
Yeah, basically. I mean, and
food.
Honestly, it was Clown that did a lot of that. I mean, he really coordinated everything, and I mean, he had just all these great ideas, and I was really proud of him, you know, because I mean, I was just a little piece in that wheel, and he just saw it, you know. He could see the whole thing, and you know, I pulled up, and I mean, here it is. I mean, there's, holy shit, that's our festival, you know, and it was fantastic. It was really cool.
Very, very cool. I just have to tell you, because knot in Swedish, it's a fish. So if you bring it here, you'll have a fish fest.
A fish fest?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, of course. I mean, we'll fry fish, we'll grill fish, you know, we'll have fish on the stage. That'd be very cool.
Very good. Fish fest.
Knot. I like that. That's cool.
Very cool. You're coming back? You're playing Sweden?
December 19th, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. So,
I've actually heard people say that the last time you were here, it was the best concert they've been to. So,
well, thank you.
Welcome.
That's very cool. Yeah, thank you. No, that's great. Every time we've come to Sweden, it's gotten a little bigger every time, you know. And this in December, I mean, this will be the biggest room we've played, and I mean, we're ecstatic, you know. I mean, when you put something together like this, especially a project like this, and with this album and as much work as we have put into it, and just to hear the feedback just from people who've heard it, who have just, you know, are freaking out about it. I mean, that just makes us feel really good about everything that we do. So it's going to be great to get up in front of the Swedish fans and just kick some ass, man.
New album?
Well, we're going to play a large chunk of it. We're going to try and...
for 86?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a barnstormer, man. That song's badass.
It does not get out of my head.
Really? Nice. Very cool.
I march around like...
Very cool. Josh would love to hear that. He wrote the riffs for that. Like, that was his thing, and we just kind of put it together. And yeah, it's such a great reflection of the music that he and I grew up listening to. You know, like that the early thrash years, like '86 to '89, which was when those great albums came out. You know, it's that was our little kind of tip of the hat to all that stuff that basically formed us. You know, so it's pretty sweet. You know, I mean, I think it'll be cool, and I think all that stuff really fits in really well with the older stuff that the fans are going to want to hear. So I think it's going to be great.
I think everybody will love it. Really. We would like to thank Corey Taylor for talking to us at Access Rock.
Thank you for having me.